Hello, it's Eric from RC Monster Garage. So what we have here is a couple of my bike. This is my Ducati Monster. I have over there my Triumph Triple, and I have here my Bonneville. I'm gonna teach you some secret in a second. But what we're going to do is we're gonna do a change oil on this. I'm gonna show how to do an oil change on the Ducati Monster 2017. I also gonna show you guys how to lube your chain. And with the time, I'm going to show you guys a lot of other things to do on those motorcycles. And let me teach you a little bit secret. A lot of people have the misconcept that if you buy a bike that was being a salvage, you're going to get something bad. This Ducati is a brand new bike. And it's been a salvage title because it was involved in an accident. And the only thing that got damaged was front trim. The front trim got bented a little bit. Those front rim cost $2,000 to replace. On a less than $10,000 motorcycle, $2,000 rim, insurance company right away totaled the bike. We picked it up from the auction for a good price, and then it was a little bit of a nightmare, but we end up finding a wheel. After we find the right wheel, we put it in. We got a used wheel for a very good price. We sent it to a guy to actually check the wheel, professional, check that it was true, straight, no problem. We put it on the bike, and the bike cost us half of what it cost to buy this bike new. Brand new engine, brand new everything on it. Now the other bike that I'm gonna work later, gonna be this. This is my Triumph Speed Triple R. And also it is a salvage title. I don't care. It's got a salvage title because of this damage right here on the light. It's broken. This plastic piece was broken and I replaced it, and I'm still waiting for the small light here, and they salvage the bike because of it. I got this bike for a very good price, and I'm super happy with it. It's look amazing, sound amazing. And you can see that it's a very clean bike. I know it's a little bit dark. Someone already upgraded the exhaust on it, and the bike is just amazing. The tires that came with it was brand new tire. They still have the small rubber pieces. Let me show you the rear tire, also the same thing, brand new. And then going back to our Ducati, so this is the Ducati that we're gonna work on. One of the things that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put a red smoke tire. It's a red Ducati. We need to do a red smoke on it. It's gonna be pretty cool. I have a big collection of motorcycles, so most likely I'm gonna end up selling this bike very cheap. So one of you viewers might gonna want to write something in the comment if you're interested, and if you're in Los Angeles. Let me show you how nice it is. We put like the kind of racing, it's a cafe racer mirrors versus the ugly one come from Ducati. This is your gas tank. I did a new stickers for it that look like more like the vintage looking with the 797 logo. I actually reupholstered this. This is not how it's come from the factory. I got the leather and did the upholstery myself. It was very easy, and it's changed the look of it completely. You're probably wondering what is this line here. This is the battery tender. I still need to see where to hide it, so I tie it here so I remember it's there. I put a battery tender on it so the battery always stay charged. And other than that, this bike just look amazing. Let me show the other side if someone wonder if it's ever damaged that I'm trying to hide or anything. So absolutely not. And there is another motorcycle hidden right here that I just picked up. Wow, it's very dark here, so it's hard to see, but this is a Triumph Bonneville, and this is a salvage title because of a very stupid reason. This was in an auction with a lien sale because someone did not pay their bills, and they just come and picked up the motorcycle. They did not have keys for it. No accident, no damage whatsoever. The chrome is shiny like a brand new motorcycle. The paint is perfect condition. Seat is perfect. Still have saddlebags on it. The only thing I need to do for this one is actually put a battery on it, and I order this part over here. Someone stole it in the auction I don't know who would need to do that, but someone stole the cup that go on the brakes. I ordered the entire system. Was very cheap, was about $60 online for a used one. And of course I'm gonna take those ugly mirrors out and put the same one as in the Ducati. And I already put a nicer levers on this bike just so it's gonna look much cooler. And again, this is a Triumph Bonneville that I'm gonna finish, and it's a again, it's a salvage title that have no damage to it. So when someone tell you that salvage vehicle have damage on them and they're not reliable, or you're gonna have a shimmy in the wheel and you're gonna crash and die, it's kind of like a trick of salespeople to sell you something brand new that you don't need. So this is my kind of 2 cents for you guys about salvage vehicle. Look at this perfect condition gas tank. Look how clean this motor is. Wheels perfect condition, straight, no dings, no dent, nothing. So those are 3 bikes that I just picked up. I have overall probably about 12 motorcycles in my collection right now, and you know what, I would say that those 3 motorcycles that I'm showing you here right now cost less than you guys buying one brand new bike from the dealer. And all those bikes have very low mileage. This Triumph have 12,000 miles, and they're right now outside in my garden because it's kind of nice weather and I can work outside instead of in my garage and do whatever I want, and I just wash the floor and be done with it. Don't forget, like, subscribe and share. This is Eric at RC Monster Garage, and we're gonna start working on this bike right now. Hello, it's Eric at MotoStyles. Today what we're gonna do is we're gonna change the oil on my Ducati Monster 797. I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. What you're gonna need is first a drain bucket, and this is where the oil filter right there, and we have a socket that we're gonna have to open right there to drain the oil, and then we're gonna have to straighten the bike. So let's do that. I'm gonna show you guys the process. It's very similar to any bike. Later we're gonna put new oil from here right there. You put a new oil after it's drained, and we're gonna let it sit probably for an hour or so everything will drain out. So this is what you're gonna need if you have a Ducati Monster 797, a 5mm sockets. I have 2 different ones. This is more comfortable, but you can use this one, is a 5mm. And you need one of this adjusted wrench. This will help you grab the old filter and take it out if you don't have the tool. The filter that I have right now don't have the 17mm adapter, so it's harder to remove. So we're going to remove it with this, and we're going to put it back with a 17mm socket that I got. Let's start. What we got right here is where we do that. We're going to put the socket all the way in, so you're not going to break this thread. We're going to start open it, and you're going to have to catch it when it's coming out. It's closed pretty tight. That's it. Now I'm going to remove my entire tool and just leave the arm here because it's going to start shooting oil right now. Make sure you have a paper towel handy so you can grab it so you don't put oil everywhere. And now we're just gonna let it drip until it's finished. Okay, so what we have here, this is like their crash seal. It's not actually a crash seal, it's just a ring. Usually those things are copper, so I'm not gonna change it. You have to clean it very good. I'm gonna clean it actually with brake cleaner, so it's gonna be out of contamination completely. And then when we're ready, we're gonna put it back. Okay, so now we're gonna remove the filter. The filter is right here. We got this bike used, and it seems to be that when they did the oil change here, they did not do it good because this filter is leaking oil, so they did not close it the right way. So let's see if I can remove it by hand. No, I need to use the tool. So there is a special tool for it. None of you guys will have this tool, so you can just use this, grab around it. It's pretty hard to do even with the tool, and just give it a turn just to loosen it up. It's very slippery because it's full of oil. And you don't really care if this is getting ruined, because this is going to the recycling bin, to the trash. And don't forget to take your oil to somewhere to recycle. Don't put it in your regular trash. Okay, and now you're gonna have more oil pouring from here, and it's very important to have gloves and paper ready to take everything out. Just roll it gently, whoops, and then flip it. It's still full of oil inside. This thing is full of oil, and this is how it looks. This is the, let's see, this is the original Ducati, so it means that they never change oil on this bike. So now we got this. I'm gonna get rid of this real quick so we're not gonna make a mess everywhere, and we're gonna just wait until everything here is completely drained and come and change the oil and close everything. Okay, so I decided to do another quick view for you guys. So this is the Ducati motor oil filter for your Ducati Monster. I wanted to show the size of it. Okay, so I'm replacing it with the K&N. They're not paying for anything. We just picked it up because this is the one that we actually use on our bikes. It's a K&N 153 for Ducati Monster 2017 797. Now I just want to show two things. The holes on the K&N are bigger. It have the nylon, so it's hard to see, but those holes are bigger, so it means that you're gonna get more filtration going in faster time. And also size-wise, is about, I say, 1/4 inch taller, and this 1/4 inch taller means that it's going to take more oil inside and you will have a little bit cleaner result. It's I would say it's neglectable to even mention because it's not that much big of a difference, but it will change a lot. Also, it's have the 17mm socket on the bottom, and this 17mm socket inside have also a hole for racing, so you can put your safety wire through it, so it's not going to open during racing. That never happened in the history of racing that this thing came out, but it's still making the hole, so you know what this hole for. Anyway, this is going to go to get disposed of. This is what's going to replace it. It's already pre-oiled. If you look inside the rim that they have here, they already have oil on it. Usually you have to take some of the oil and oil it before you put it in. They already did that. It's pretty cool. We're just gonna let it drain for a couple hours. I want everything to get out of there, and then we're gonna actually go ahead and change it. Okay, so I put the bike on the stand right now, straight, just to get rid of all the oil. When the bike's standing straight, you see it's dripping more. I really want everything to get out of the system. Now, one thing I did not mention, so please watch the video twice before you do anything. You need to warm up the bike just a little bit. If you're in a cold area, it's helped draining everything out completely. Now we're just gonna let it, it's very hot outside, we're just gonna give it a couple like an hour or two, so every drop of it will come out, and then we're gonna clean everything around and start closing it up. Okay, so now we're gonna clean where we're gonna put a new filter. We still did not close the drain plug. We're just cleaning everything. We let it sit for about 3 hours, so 4 hours almost. I'm cleaning everything, so if there is a new leak or anything, I can see where it is. You can clean it a little bit with this, with a brake cleaner, just on the case. It's very gentle. Don't do carburetor cleaner, it's ruined some stuff. Okay, and now I'm just gonna close the drain plug first and go from there. Okay, now we're gonna close the drain plug first by hand. We make sure we have the crash seal on it, and I'm gonna close it by hand couple turn just to see that it's fit right. And then I'm gonna put my tool. Now, you need a torque wrench. Most people don't have torque wrench, so when you feel it's closed, just give it a snug. Don't tighten it too strong because you're gonna have to open it one day, and that's it. It's good to go. Don't make it too loose so it's not gonna pour on you. Okay, you remove the cup from it. This one already pre-oiled on the top. This is wet from the factory, and we're gonna need a 17mm go here to lock it in. Of course, at the beginning you always start by hand. Start very gently. When you close it, you can actually close it by hand. It's more than enough. I like to just give it until I feel that it's actually closed, so it's not gonna drip, and you do it gently by hand. That's it, it's done. Now what we're gonna do, start filling up the oil. I'm gonna grab it by hand, try to torque it back. It's not going anywhere. I know it's done. Let's put the oil in. So we're gonna go and put our oil right now. This bike actually called in for 1550. I'm gonna use 1050. It's not really a big difference. It's just like the temperature that the motor gonna run. 1050 we're in California will be more than enough. It's a fully synthetic. It's a Castrol. You can use any other brand. I don't believe that there is any difference between different brands. On those motorcycle, 1040 or 1550, or you can do what I do and put the 1050. I don't see any problem. Make sure you're using the 4-stroke, not the 2-stroke by mistake. This is going to be the engine that cool down your the oil that cool down your engine. Let's pour it in gently and slowly and see how it does. We're gonna start 1 quart at a time and let it sit a little bit so it's settled. And we need 3.5. We're gonna stop at 3 and look at our level. Then we're gonna start the bike, let it run for a second, and then we're gonna go from there. Let's do it. The funnel, I usually like to run paper towel inside when it's not in use, and then just pull it out, make sure it's clean, blow air in it. Now you know it's completely clean, there's nothing inside of it. Now open your refill cup, dry it down. It's gonna have some contaminants. Dry it down and put it somewhere where you can see it. A lot of people losing those. I put it on a yellow towel so I cannot lose stuff. Use yellow stuff to put a tin on it. After you wash your car or motorcycle with it a couple times, the total garbage, so you can use it just like to see where you're putting stuff. Now we're gonna put the funnel in, and you want to see that it's actually getting in, and we're gonna start pouring the oil in. While you're pouring the oil inside, do it slowly so you're not gonna overflow. It's very cool when it's closed like this, you know it's brand new. Now it's open, and sideways, gently, gently, gently. When you put a brand new oil, it's almost gonna look like a good olive oil, or actually a color of a honey if you're using good honey. We're gonna run this thing a little bit quicker for you guys so you guys not getting bored. So now we look in here and we can see the gauge, and the gauge shows that it's full, but then it's coming down. We have to be very careful because this is your indicator. Right now it's sinking down because it's only full up in the case. It did not go up to your piston, and it did not gone up into your cooler. So we need to make sure it's going to work the right way. So now we're going to start putting the third one, and we're going to do it very slowly. Okay, this is number 3. I'm pouring it gently while I'm looking at the bottom to see how much my level going up, and it's gone up more than I would like to see right now, but you can see that it's coming back down slowly. So at this point what I want to do is actually start the motorcycle, let it run for a second, and add a little bit more. Before you start your motorcycle, remove your funnel, close everything down. Everything down like if it's the motorcycle is ready to go. put stuff, move everything underneath. We're gonna move the rear wheel back to the ground before we're doing this. We don't want the bike to be on the air. Okay, and now we're good to go. Okay, we're gonna start the bike for a second. Okay, so now I know that the bike ran and some of the fluid gone up, and now we can add a little bit more. Now you can see it's empty. It's got completely empty because some of this gone up. We're gonna wait a second, see if it's coming back down. I don't see a lot coming back down, so I'm gonna add one more quart. Okay, we're gonna reopen this again, going back to the yellow. We're gonna put this back inside. There's no contaminants in it. Open our oil and add a little bit more. So now I'm at 2.5 quart, and again it's look full, but look how fast it's getting sucked back down. So I know I can add the entire quart. Now my window indicator is completely full. So what we want to do again is start a motorcycle. This is the right way to do that. So don't be lazy. Start a motorcycle a couple times so you know you have the right amount. So we're starting the bike again. And we're going down, going down, going down. Okay, so now the level is kind of look like a little bit perfect, but again it's like the bike did not get hot yet. It just gone up and it's gonna come back down. So what I'm going to do, actually I need to put 3.5 quarts. I'm going to ride the bike a little bit and then add the other extra half that I need, because right now it's kind of on the high level instead of being in the center. So also the bike is standing straight right now versus being tilted sideways, so I'm gonna have to check in two ways. There's two lines here. This is the high, this is the low, just if anybody wonder what those lines are. So the top one is the high, the bottom one is the low. And this is it. This is very simple, how to change your oil on a Ducati or any motorcycle. It's no matter what, it's all the same work, the same sequence. Just make sure always have gloves, safety goggles if you need. Some of you guys need to put helmet, I know, but to those of you that know what they're doing, just do that and have fun and save your money. Don't pay a mechanic to do that. See you in my next video. I'm gonna show how to lube your chain. Okay, so our bike is ready to run right now. Brand new oil. We're gonna have to add a little bit more. You have 3 quart out of 3.5 needed, but we still want to check that all the system gonna get the oil. If you're missing half a quart, nothing will happen to your bike. Absolutely nothing. It's still gonna lubricate. It's if it's gonna get a little bit hot, you actually will feel it. It's not gonna cause any damage, because I'm gonna do probably about 2 mile check after it's hot and everything got lubricated, that it's working, and add whatever needed. Now what you do with your old oil right here, and if we're already pointing down on the video, like and subscribe over there and share it with all your friends. So you have the empty bottles. You're gonna grab those empty bottles and you're gonna grab this and put it on top of cardboard or newspaper. Put your funnel in, empty this old oil back into those containers and take them to get recycled. Do not pour it in your sewer or anything like it. You have to properly recycle those things, and so it's not, you're not poisoning any animals or anything. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And again, as I mentioned, my next video right now gonna be to how to easily lube your chain. Okay, so it's again Eric at RC Monster Garage. A couple tip again. We're gonna work in on my Ducati. We just picked this bike up. It's very dirty and a lot of stuff need to get done appropriately before we're gonna use it. So we need to do work over the chain. This chain is brand new. It's like it's a 2017 and we're 2019 right now. But it's feel very dry, no lubes on it or anything. And then there is the master link here. It's very important to inspect that this is good condition, is not rusted or anything, so you're not gonna have your chain break on you. First of all, you want to do is not touching it with your hand. Don't ever put your finger there. Turn it slowly, just inspect everything before. Everything look good, but it's have kind of a little bit surface rust that I'm not really happy with. Now there is two ways to do that. One, first put papers on the ground, newspaper, any paper, cardboard, whatever you got, nylon, so you're not dripping on the ground and making everything filthy. Now what you need to do is that you can get one of those brushes. If not, you can get any old paintbrush in order to clean it. So you're just going to grab it sideways like this and turn the wheel and let it scrub it. Now you have to push it in and out a couple times. So pressure on this, and then I'm gonna do pressure on the other side. And be careful that it's not pulling your hand in, so you turn the wheel by hand, not with any force. Look over here, this area that I'm really not happy with. Okay, it was just a little bit dirt, but we cleaned it. Now we have two different things. We're going to put the chain guard on it, the spray, to lubricate it. But before, this is a tip, this is something that I do, and some people will not like it, so don't do that. Do that with WD-40. What you're going to do is spray a little bit brake cleaner on your chain to remove all the dirt. It will help keep it clean. So the way that you do that is very simple. You're just going to pick up an area, be careful not to breathe this thing, it's very strong alcohol, and just while you turn it, let it wash. Make sure you do entire revolution of your entire chain. It's helped to lose all the dirt. Now while it's still a little bit soaked, then I'm going to take my cleaner again. And now my chain is kind of ready. Now if the chain is very dirty, I would highly recommend to clean it very good. Another way to do that is just like to take a piece of paper, paper towels, blue towels, grab it, hold the wheel so it cannot rotate. You must hold the wheel so you're not going to grind your hands, and just go over and clean it, and you're going to see all the dirt coming out of it. So you do a section and then you roll it, and then you're going to do another section and then you roll it, and then you're going to do another section and then you roll it. And again, we are where the connecting pin for the master link. We're going to know that when we get it to it again, we did entire revolution. Move your hand and roll it. If not, your finger is going to get caught over there and you're going to end up losing them. Do not ever put your finger there. And now what we're pulling out is kind of like the old oils, but it's fairly clean. It's just like dirt that's coming from the road itself. And then I'm looking for this master link again, and there it is. So I know we gone the entire chain actually twice. And now if you look over here from the top, you can see how clean it is right now. The chain is super clean and it's ready to apply the chain lube. Now shake it very good. You have to shake those things. The reason you're shaking it because there is two chemicals inside. One of them is actually the chain lube, and the other one is what's going to cause it to come out, and you want them to be mixed. Now you have to do that with a face mask because this is still going all over the place. So please be careful when you do that. Now open it up and apply the little straw. You have to put it in gently so it's gonna stuck. If you're in California, you're probably not gonna get those because they're not allowing straws over there, so just pay attention, okay? Okay, now what we're going to do is very simple. We're gonna point it toward the chain while we're turning the wheel. So I'm just showing it right now before we're gonna start doing it, okay? So I'm gonna turn the wheel and then spray, turn the wheel, spray, or you can do it the other way, whatever direction work for you, okay? Let's start. Okay, now we have the entire chain cover, and what we want to do is give it a couple turns, because this thing right now gonna go in and out through all your, if you have o-ring, everything in the chain gonna get kind of lubed nicely. I got here a little bit overspray. I want to wipe it right away just so it's gonna look cleaner later. Now this material, this specific one, is a chain guard. It will prevent it from flying off into your boots, into your wheels, so it's pretty good. I like to use it. There is a chain wax and chain guard. They both work perfectly, and now it's look like it's actually pretty good. And now this bike are kind of ready to run. So this kind of how you do that, very, very simple. Don't forget, like and subscribe. This is Eric at RC Monster Garage. Another tip, and I can give you guys another tip. Again, always watch my video all the way to the end and watch them again and start doing your work. The best way to do that is actually after a ride, after your chain is actually pretty warm already, and then everything going much better inside. I don't want to run this bike yet, so I do it this way, but I'm gonna do it again. I just don't want to run it with all the rust inside, so it's not gonna damage the chain a little bit. So I'm gonna turn it a little bit more, and so far it's just looking great. You can see that it's shiny. And then let's go back here. You can see that there's a little bit excess of oil right there. I'm gonna wipe it off after it's done, but you can see overall that my chain is kind of nice and lubricated, and we did not put so much lube on it, so it's pretty good. Don't forget, like, subscribe and share. And this is Eric at RC Monster Garage, working on my lovely Ducati Monster 797 that, by the way, we're gonna put for sale, so ask us about it.